I want to talk now. Okay, Danny Digital,
Yes,
Battlestar Galactica.
that's right.
I'm forgetting all the aliases, but we got a
Oh, don't
whole
worry.
show for me to remember these motherfuckers.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Um, he's got the scoop on the movie that I'm trying to see. He's already seen it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so word on the street is it's called Shang Chi.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. See, every time he get up, y'all need to be afraid. There's something new coming.
So yeah, we're
Wow.
gonna talk about Shang Chi, and
Look at that.
they gave me this at the premiere. I love this. I was like, dang, this is pretty dope. I'm
Look
like,
at
all right,
that.
not bad. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about Shang Chi.
Now,
I'm sorry, Shang Chi.
before you start firing off, this is what we call movie dance.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna speak about it without any spoilers.
Yes.
So, and from what I was told, if he were to give me any privy, like delicate information, I might not make it out of this episode. So I want to keep my life. I want to edit this episode. I want to put this up and do episode 30 next week. So
I'm just saying, Kevin Feige got some shooters, and I don't want to deal with any of it. I heard a whole story about Owen Wilson, like just talking about his mustache and why he had the mustache for Loki. And then he got a text message from a number he does not have saved in his phone. And it said strike one. I'm like, yo, all right, you hear that kind of stuff. Kevin Feige, this is a man who everyone knows he's balding. And he's like, I'm still going to wear a cap in public, and y'all ain't going to say nothing about it. And no one says anything about it. That's Godfather level kind of, we know who not to mess with. So,
but I don't want the Alfred Molina treatment. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying, usually I'm here for the smoke. You're like, I'm down, I'm ready. I got a gas mask on, but not for Kevin Feige.
Outside of the NCAA, Disney is the biggest gangster around. I'm just going to put it out there.
Outside of the NCAA.
Just going to put it like that.
That's right on it. That's right on it. That's not even a question.
But DJ, get him. Fire away. Talk about this movie. What you think?
Shang-Chi, I'm going to say this. When it comes to Marvel films, Shang-Chi is different. And it's different because it's one, we have the best MCU origin I've seen in a very long time.
Wow.
We're getting the origin in real time. It's happening right there. It's not, oh, hey, remember when, and then catch up and then deal with what's happening now. Everything that happens for his origin is in real time. The number of cameos in the film, for nerds like us, it's huge. Like, you're gonna see this one person with another person that's doing this with something else, and blah blah blah. The references, they're dropping jewels all day, just killing you with stuff. Oh my god, some of the best action sequences. Actually, put me down for it. The best action sequences in MCU history. Because
ever?
Yeah, I'm saying this only because a lot of it was not CG. A lot of it was live in camera. This man worked for this role. And it comes down to it because Shang-Chi is supposed to be the best fighter, hands down, in Marvel.
Okay.
Here, you see him. You see him working it. You're like, yo, okay, I get it. And also, the film is connected to other Marvel films, probably earlier Marvel films. Or a better way to say it is, Shang-Chi is a trailblazer. As far as, like, hey, all the things I'm doing here in this film. And to be a trailblazer, you're going to want kind of reference another trailblazer. Maybe the first MCU film, who knows? And there happens to be a lot of connection to it. That's all I'm saying.
Movie dance.
There you go. Just dancing around it. And I will say, if you happen to be a fan of karaoke, uh, you'll enjoy some scenes in the film.
How about that? Okay.
That's how I'll kind of give it to you. Um,
I can do
really
some
good.
BBD on the carrot. It's been a while though since I've done some BBD, but
Oh
I'm
man,
sure.
trust me. You're gonna watch it and be like, oh word, oh word. All right, I get it, I get it. I'm in, and it's just, it's a great film. It's a great film. Well, I won't say I won't give it the title of film, but it's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
I
Like
can dig it.
man, you'll watch it again. You'll tell other people about it. You'll be moments where you're like, oh, did you see the? Did you? Did? And then when that happens, like it's going to be a lot of that. People are going to be talking about the film for a while, and it's just a shame that it's like they chose to make sure that they only release it in theaters because a lot of people unfortunately will not see it. Unfortunately, a lot of people will not see it. People are like, hold on, I don't want the vid. I don't want the vid, so I'm not going out, and then I'm not going to go see the movie. And it's not on Disney Plus. So
So let's talk about that for a bit. So you think, in terms of the current climate we're in, that it not being available on Disney Plus is going to be a negative. It's going to be it's not going to help or benefit the movie, is what you're
I
saying.
do think that's going to actually kind of take down from the film, especially box office numbers. Now that will be a reason for I'm going to be honest. This is going to be a reason for white execs to just say, "Well, see, hey, we tried it. We tried it. It's just not that good." I mean, Black Panther, that's lightning in a bottle, but we can't make it happen for every minority. Sorry, that's it, and they're just
And
going to leave it.
okay, and see, we actually talked about this last week on the show about Bob Chapek calling this
Mm,
movie an experiment.
yeah,
And
it is.
right. And so is this essentially a way to sabotage to undercut the project?
I hope it isn't, but a lot of things seem to me to point to that's exactly what's happening. I mean, and if we're going to talk about it, I mean, just films in general and movies in general, um, people are saying the same thing for Candyman.
Right, right, right.
So it's like we you I mean, the true test of intelligence is being able to think analogously, being able to draw analogies, find similarities, and put them together. And that would be a similarity: Candyman and Shang Chi, both marginalized individuals, heroes, protagonists, whatever it may be, pretty much just people that aren't white. And seeing how they're going to do at the box office, leading, rolling, and rushing this film. So it's a question of why did you choose this to be the case? Why didn't you choose to do this for Black Widow? Why did you still say we're going to do Black Widow on Disney Plus? And why couldn't you just do the same thing for Shang-Chi?
Right,
Disney
right.
Plus and theaters, and still try to pull in the largest amount that you can.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I've thought about it myself. And for me, I'm really curious of the timing in which these decisions were made,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like I get why Scarlett's mad, 100%.
Oh,
I
boy.
get it. Like, especially if she's not getting a cut of that Premier Access money, I get why she's mad. I also feel it wasn't necessary to do both because it's Black Widow. We've been with her for almost 10 years now
Yep.
as Black Widow, throughout how many MCU movies?
Yeah.
Um, and you already had the delays, you already had the issues, and we all understand that. Um, but in terms, why not flip it and give Shang-Chi both premiere access as well as theater access? Because you have a movie that's, like you said, it's not about white people. It is, quote, an experiment. And I get the business mindset about that. But if you wanted to succeed, it's funny how people this is a personal sort of note for me. Me and B Walt before COVID, we were promoting and creating comedy shows throughout LA in
Yeah.
the area. And it was I got to be full disclosure, the one black venue, the one black comedy venue that we were working with, gave us the hardest time for really reasons I'm not sure. And I'm bringing this all together because he said, you guys can have the date, you guys got to meet these numbers and blah blah blah, this and that, but we're not going to promote your show because we don't have time. And it's like, you have a dead night at your venue, you wouldn't be making money either way. So we're saying we can come in and help, but you don't have the time for good business. Because we had a great show. We sold out the comic scripts and things like that. But it didn't make it, are we talking, how's this personal? How does this affect business in a positive way? You know? So it's sad to hear that even on this scale, above the NCAA, we're still having these types of conversations with major entities within entertainment. It's really weird, because I don't see why, if Shang-Chi doesn't, if it were to be successful, close, I don't think it'll ever get to Black Panther 1 because of just everything around it.
No.
But why not give it an opportunity to get there? Like, why not? What's the benefit otherwise?
I mean, right now you guys are walking around singing the song of "Stop Asian Hate." Why not stop Asian hate this way as well at the box office?
This is a part that would support it.
There you go. I'm just saying it makes no sense, and it's like that's why my phrase lately has been Hollywood is Brooklyn, man. That's it. And when I say Hollywood is Brooklyn, when I say Hollywood is Brooklyn, I have this joke where I always say like Hollywood has become an apartheid sponsored by Urban Outfitters and Starbucks, the two whitest things that you know, that pretty much are always ready to go ahead and take from other cultures, hold on to, say it's theirs, and that's it. And when they have an opportunity to pretty much promote other cultures that are not white, they'll drag their feet. They'll say things like, "Oh yeah, we really wanted to, but COVID, so we're not gonna go ahead and put this on here, or we're not gonna promote this. We're not gonna tell. We don't think it's gonna work anyway." That's the truth of the matter. They don't think it's going to work, so they're not willing to go ahead and try to promote it. It's like how they say black films in Japan. It's like, oh, well, it's a black film. We're not really going to promote it. I mean, come on, it's just not going to work. Or like in Korea, where they're like, we only allow 5 US films per quarter to be introduced. And out of those 5 US films, guess what's not going to happen? It's not going to be black. And it's like, okay, fuck. But it's true because they're like, look, we don't know anything about black culture. We don't know anything about black people, but take the time. Go ahead and, if it is an experiment, actually let it be an experiment.
Max it out. If you're gonna be a monkey, be a motherfucking gorilla. Like, what's the point?
There you go. But it's like, that's what they choose to just always figure a way to avoid. And it's just like, it's upsetting. It's ridiculous. It's honestly, you're mocking us. You're mocking anyone who isn't white because you're not willing to take the chance. But yet you'll take a chance on a white film about we'll do a white film about incest and we'll see if it works. And you're like, what the fuck? But yet you won't do this, and it's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
So it drives me insane. It really upsets me. But
there's something underlying there that's not about business. It's not about.
It's not.
It's another layer, and it's a sad one. Real quick before, because I actually have another question for you correlated to all of this. But what's scale of 1 to 10, Shang-Chi? What are you giving it? Without you, great job with the dance. Great job with the dance.
Right.
What's your score on a 10 scale?
Shang-Chi 1 to 10, 10 being the highest.
10 being the highest.
I'm saying this in public with anyone. Shang-Chi gets a very strong 8, probably even a 9.
A 9 on the
Yo,
10 scale as an
yo.
MCU movie.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, no.
Wow.
Wait, sorry. No, give it an 8. Give it an 8. Because honestly, okay, here's one thing I'm gonna say, and I don't care. I'm not. It's not gonna ruin it. Feige's not gonna come for me on this one. But this film also still has the MCU curse of having a weak third act, where you depend on a lot of CG out of nowhere, and you hope that it works, but you know the CG was sloppy and didn't look good. Yeah, I'm looking at Black Panther at this point. That
Bro,
whole thing with the super subway or whatever it was, and blah blah. I was like, we didn't need that much CG, man, and they really went for it, and went for it in the wrong direction. Kind of happens here in this film as well.
gotcha.
Also happened in Ant-Man. If you really take your time and think about it, you start looking at the MCU films from phase 2 and on. Third act is the weakest because they think they're gonna, let's blow our wad right here, and so they go for it, and it's just like, oh, was that it? No, that's cute. That's cute. That's cute. It's like that. But you are already here, so you're not gonna leave.
So okay. This is the 24th movie in the MCU, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I mean, 8 is still, that ain't a small number.
No.
Where is it in the top 10 for you?
Yes. Yes,
really?
It is. I'm not gonna lie, it's in the top 10.
Okay, so now I gotta know what dropped out now. What got kicked out the ranks?
That's a good question. Because I don't know if I ever had a solid top 10. I mean, honestly, all right, I'm gonna say this right off the bat. A lot of people are gonna say, "What the hell?" But Winter Soldier is up there for me because they could have gone.
I can watch Winter Soldier right now.
Thank you.
I'd stop doing what I was doing.
They could have gone all super duper hero all day. They were like, "No, espionage in a superhero world. Let's see how that works for you." And it was like, "Yo, bravo! Thank you for giving this to me," and it was great,
bro. So when they're in the elevator, right?
I watch that scene almost. I used to watch that scene almost once a day.
But I know it's Metal Gear though. Like I know they got that from Metal Gear.
Oh my god, that's right. That's true.
So I was like, okay, because when he got into the elevator, I was like, okay, this framing looks familiar. Nah, they're not gonna do it. And then they did it, bro. But that's not even the only thing. When he gets out of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is I tell everybody every time I talk about this movie. After he does the elevator scene, he goes out on his bike and beats up a jet. He beats up a fucking jet.
Yes.
Like, who else can say they beat up a jet, bro?
Nobody.
Nobody. He fucked it up. He fucked that jet up too. Like it was hands. I was like, I wish I could go into a bar. Hey man, what'd you do today, bro? I'm not gonna lie to you. I beat up a jet today. I beat up a fucking jet today. He's like, you beat up a jet? Yeah, man. Yeah, I fucked that motherfucker. Like, I would talk all day about that.
I would, literally. I would all day. All day.
How'd you beat up a jet?
I show up to my daughter's school. Question. I show up to my daughter's school. Time for daddy-daughter day. I'm just here to tell everyone I beat the shit out of a fucking jet. Oh, what? I'm sorry, Miss Krabappel. What? Bad language? I'm sorry. I just beat the shit out of a fucking jet. How about that? Like that would be it. I don't care.
I caught that. That. That was great. Yeah, I'd be cussing right in 6th grade, bro. Yeah. Right for my nephew because I ain't got kids.
Oh,
but yeah. Why are you here? I beat up a fucking jet. You hear that, kids? I beat up a fucking jet. You want to grow up to be somebody? Be like me. I'm the only dude here that says he can beat up a jet. But yeah, so all right, we totally jump off the freeway there. Let's come back. So but is that the movie that gets tossed? Or no, that stays in the 10.
No, that stays. If I think about a movie that gets tossed, Guardians 1. Guardians 1 gets tossed.
I feel you on that. I do. Because Guardians is kind of in its own time capsule.
Yeah.
The first one. The
Yeah.
first one. Because I do like Guardians, and I don't know if it's in my top 10, but I understand why it would be.
Well,
Okay.
I'll say this: when it comes to the Guardians or that whole kind of thing, it's when it comes to the space opera, you either got Guardians 1, you got Guardians 2, or you got Thor Ragnarok. One of those
Thor's
three,
not going anywhere. Thor Ragnarok.
That's what I'm like. One of those three is in your top 10. It's like I don't care who you are. You like you say it. They're like, yeah, actually, yeah. I'm like, all right.
When I got a 6, Winter Soldier, Civil War, and this isn't really in any order. Ragnarok, Doctor Strange. Like, I love that movie.
Nice.
Iron Man 1 still pretty high for me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question. What did you think about Iron Man 3?
I thought all of them were shit after 1, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you this, and then maybe watch it again. Don't think of it as Iron Man 3. Think of it as Tony Stark Part 1. Because it's a film about Tony Stark. Think about how little he uses the armor and how much he uses his ingenuity, his intelligence, his ability to fight because he can't fight. And he puts all of that together and has to pretty much just depend on himself. Not even Rhodey, not even like Friday. He has to depend on himself and do all of this. And you're like, damn, all right, you just took out a whole group of extremists by yourself with a paint can and a smart mouth kid. Like, when you really take the time to look at it, and then also the whole thing about like, oh, it's done during Christmas time. That's always cool. A summer film set in Christmas time is always like a thing for me. And then also just seeing that he himself was just like, you got to see Tony Stark as the man, stripped down from everything else. He still nonetheless holds on to his ego. That is not going anywhere. He was down to nothing, and he was still like, I'm still fucking amazing. You know, it's like, I see why you do think that way, because, yo, what the fuck? You just did a lot of shit. You're still fucking amazing.
Okay. You know what? I'm in the right mindset to accept that nod. I will check that out. Because the thing about the Iron Mans after the first one,
the second one is horrible.
They just like, I can't stand how like Rhodey ain't got no upgrades, B. Like he's been demade. Like seriously. Literally in like a lot of different ways. Like it's like, come on, man. Like this is War Machine, which I think is one of the dopest names ever.
War Machine, like, Iron Patriot. I mean, the man, he's pretty good at what he does. You know, he knows how to fly better than almost anyone else. Also, you know, he has a little bit of knowledge when it comes to combat. He should be better than Iron Man is as Iron Man.
Right. He's if the armor is the difference, then that's okay because Tony, you know, is Tony. But when it comes to like the sheer skill of it all, like he hasn't. What's been Rhodey's highlights other than him falling?
I was gonna say there hasn't been a highlight. There's literally been him breaking his back.
Right. And I love Don Cheadle. Like black as fuck. We all love Don Cheadle.
Like I'm a Don Cheadle head. I went to Shang Chi. I said I cosplayed as Don Cheadle when I went to the Shang Chi premiere because I just saw Don Cheadle on Kevin Hart's show, and I saw a vest. I saw a button-down kind of flannel thing, like a floral kind of button-down, short sleeve. I saw the hat, and I saw the white shoes. So I was like, all right, I got these beautiful white Chucks that are like, oh, classic, beautiful. I put those on. I went down to the garment district. I bought some, like, as I call them, dress jeans. They're like kind of special jeans and shit. And then, you know, I had a vest. I had the shirt. I went ahead and found the hat. Man, I was like, I'm Don Cheadle tonight. That was it. That's all I said. I was like, I'm Rhodey. That's it.
I'm 56 tonight. Damn.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Damn.
There you go. There you go.
No,
like, that's what I was looking to do. And so I'm a Cheadle fan. I just don't feel they've done him right so far. But we do have that show coming out on Disney Plus.
Armor Wars.
Yes.
And let me take a moment to say shout out to Yasser Lesser, comic.
Yes.
We've crossed paths doing
Oh
the
my
Hollywood
God.
Improv.
I've worked with him on a all deaf digital thing. So
okay,
he's great. He's great.
Nah,
that man's amazing.
He put, you know what? We met very briefly, but he was cool as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm, he's been on this like slow and steady sort of like creep, like I'm getting to where I want to be. Yep. So shout out to him. Always appreciate you being a great dude. That's a black as fuck moment right here with Battlestar Galactica, that's aka
right.
Danny Digital.
Hashtag Blackurate. That's what I am. So just letting you know.
Hashtag Blackurate. That's amazing. That'll be on TikTok. That's gonna be on TikTok.